If you can't nail your phone or video conference interview, you will never make it to the next round of in-person interviews. Phone or video conference case interviews are even more challenging than traditional case interviews. They have their own unique set of challenges. If you have an upcoming phone or video conference interview, we have you covered. I'm a former Bain manager and interviewer, and in this video, I'll share with you 10 essential tips to help you nail your phone or video conference interview. Tip number 1, speak up if you can't understand what the interviewer is saying. If you can't understand the interviewer, make sure to speak up. If the interviewer's sound is too soft, cutting in and out, or you are hearing an echo, let your interviewer know. Communication during a phone or video interview is already difficult, and you don't want to put yourself in a disadvantage by having to deal with these issues. You may need to propose rejoining the call or using different audio equipment to fix these issues. If you and the interviewer still cannot resolve these issues, you may need to propose rescheduling the interview. Tip number 2, have a light source. For case interviews done through video call, make sure you have a light source turned on near your computer. Light makes a big difference in terms of video quality and helps you look better in front of your web camera. Having a brightly lit environment is also more aesthetically pleasing to look at. You want to avoid taking the interview in a dark setting, which would make it difficult for the interviewer to see you. A dimly lit environment is also not aesthetically pleasing to look at. Tip number 3, look into the web camera, not at the computer screen. During an in-person case interview, you want to be making strong eye contact with the interviewer when you are speaking or listening. In a web conference case interview, you also want to do the same. To best simulate eye contact, look into the web camera, not at the computer screen. Looking at the computer screen actually makes you look like you are staring downwards on the interviewer's screen. Looking at the web camera makes you look like you are staring directly forward into the interviewer's eyes. Tip number 4, over-communicate and summarize regularly. You will need to over-communicate in a phone or video case interview in order to communicate with the same level of clarity as an in-person case interview. Tell the interviewer what you are going to say it, and then tell the interviewer what you've said. You may also find it helpful to regularly summarize what is going through your mind during the case interview. You want the case interviewer to know exactly what you are thinking and what you are planning to do next. Before we move on to the next tip, please take a second to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our consulting interview content. You'll not only get good karma for your upcoming interviews, but you'll also be helping support our small YouTube channel. Moving on to tip number 5, speak more slowly. For phone and video conference case interviews, try to speak slightly slower than how you would speak during an in-person case interview. Since it is harder to hear things on the phone, you need to give the interviewer more time to process and understand what you are saying. Additionally, speaking more slowly makes it easier for the interviewer to jump into the conversation if they have follow-up questions or information to provide you. Tip number 6, use numbered lists. Try to structure your answers and responses to make it easier for the interviewer to follow and understand what you're saying. If you are planning to speak for more than a minute, enumerate your thoughts and ideas by using a numbered list. This helps the interviewer understand when you are changing topics. Tip number 7, pause briefly after each major thought. In a phone or video conference case interview, you won't be able to read the interviewer's body language. So, you won't know when they are trying to jump into the conversation to point something out or ask you a question. To give the interviewer opportunities to speak more easily, pause briefly after each major thought. If the interviewer does not jump in, continue what you are about to say. Else, the interviewer may ask you a follow-up question or provide feedback to you. Tip number 8, smile and show enthusiasm. Case interviews done through phone or video can be awkward for both the interviewer and the candidate. To mediate this, smile and show enthusiasm during the interview. This makes it much more pleasant for the interviewer. The better time the interviewer has when interviewing you, the more likely they will be to have a positive impression of you. Tip number 9, ask the interviewer questions about themselves at the end of the interview. Interviewers typically leave some time at the end of the case interview for you to ask them questions. This is a tremendous opportunity to connect with the interviewer on a more personal level. Ask the interviewer about how they got into consulting, what their favorite project was, and what they want to do in their career after consulting. Ask follow-up questions and express genuine interest in what they are saying. Tip number 10, Practice by doing a few mock case interviews through phone or video. It will be helpful to practice doing a few mock case interviews with a case partner through phone or video. This will help you understand what the interview dynamic will be like during your actual interview. The more comfortable you are with phone or video conference case interviews, the better you will be at identifying opportunities to make a personal connection during the interview. Following these 10 tips will give you a significant edge over your competition and help you nail your phone or video conference interview. If you're looking for a step-by-step shortcut to learn case interviews quickly, check out our comprehensive case interview course and books. Links are in the video description below. We teach the most robust, effective case interview strategies in the least time-consuming way to save you hundreds of hours of prep time and help you land multiple consulting job offers.